Hello boys and girls, a very good evening and welcome to this live session brought to you by TalentSprint on the all India mock exam paper discussion in the subject of reasoning ability. I hope all of you are healthy and your preparation for the SBI PO exam is in high gear. Right? Just to give you a quick update, the last date to apply for SBI PO is over already. It was 6th of March. So I hope all of you have successfully completed your application for this exam. And on the other hand, we have a good news, that is the notification from NIACL for recruitment of assistants, right? The New India Assurance Company Limited has released a notification for recruitment of about 984, so close to 1,000 assistants in their company. So I'm sure this again is a great opportunity for all those who are looking to establish their career in the banking and finance industry this year. So make sure that you also apply for this exam because the syllabus is largely the same, right? I mean, if someone is preparing for a bank exam, he's, by and large, already getting ready for these SSC and insurance exams as well, okay? And the application has started for this on 6th of March, and I think 23rd March is the last. I'm not sure about that, but yes, the applications have started, so make sure that you apply for this exam as well, all right? Now, today's session is on reasoning ability, the all India mock exam that was conducted last weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Huge number of students had participated, and we've seen that the performance is not up to the mark as of now, but I'm sure as we come closer to the SBI PO real exam, you will improve and get better, right? I hope the TR reports which are sent out after the all India mock exams on Monday are helping you understand your strengths and weaknesses, and those personalized recommendations that TR gives you is also, helping you plan for your next examination. So make sure that you make the most of these free all India mock exams available, powered by TR. We can get started now, but I think you all know that today is a special day, right? The International Women's Day. So I wish all the girls out there a very happy Women's and Girls' Day, right? And I wish you success this year, right? TalentSprint is happy to celebrate womanhood, and I'm sure all of you will come out with flying colors this year, right? So can we get started? I see that a lot of you have joined the chat here, right? Just for the benefit of those who have joined to this session for the first time, there's a chat box available right beside your video screen. Please use that to interact with us. If there's any query, any question, post it there, and I'll be more than happy to help you out. I see Rahul Maurya, Shiva Prasad, Vishwajit Singh, Shravanti, Naman Agarwal, and many others there in the chat. Yeah, we have Vaishnavi, Shami, Rahul, Akash Patil. So good to see you all. Yeah. And then we have Priya Judd, some username by Lizzie, Bharat Kumar, Prem Kumar, Danish, Nayan Agarwal. Good. So can we get started now? Are you all ready? Vishwajit Singh has mentioned that he has referred to our lectures. Okay, glad to know that. Yeah, more people joining the chat now. Adesh, Vamshi, Sashi Kumar, Pranita, KCS, Harish Kumar, Priya, right? So I think time now to start. I'm waiting for a few confirmations from you guys before I share the screen and present the questions to you all. Are we ready? Vishwajit Singh says, please share some tips for compound interest. Well, I'm sure compound interest is one topic which carries good weightage in bank exams, right? And then in general, most of the competitive exams. And this is one question type where a lot of students flunk, and they find it to be really difficult and time consuming. But if you follow the right method, this can be a score booster for you, right? And TalentSprint students use this method of effective percentage to arrive at the answers for compound interest. Now, I will not like to take it up here because the session is scheduled for reasoning. So let's focus on these questions. But let me also mention that we have videos available in YouTube for compound interest. So please refer to those videos and learn the best technique to solve questions on compound interest. All right. And I think I've got a lot of confirmations now. So let's get started. What I'll do now is share the screen and present the questions, some of the questions that were asked in the all India mock exam, right? You must be aware that we conduct an all India mock exam on SBI PO preliminary exam format every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. All of you are open to take that test. And based on your performance, based on the questions, based on how you have attempted questions from various sections, we get to know which were the most complex ones, or where are the questions, which are the questions where most of the students have got their answers wrong or have skipped it. So some of those questions have been chosen for the session today. Let's start discussing those. All right. So I'll share my video screen now and present the questions to you all. Here we go. All right. And well, before we look at the first question, here's some important data about the all-India mock exam that was conducted on March 4th and 5th, which was the last weekend. You can look at the top 5 performers across India in this all-India mock SBI PO preliminary examination conducted by TalentSprint. Right? I'll quickly read out the names. We have Chandra Prekshi from West Bengal, who was the topper with 46.5, which is not a very good score, but then yes, given the competition that we had for this exam, it was the highest. Then we have Muthu Lakshmi from Tamil Nadu, scored 42.75. Anand Srivastava from Maharashtra scored 40. Nikisha Singh from Telangana scored 39.75, and Robin Gupta from Rajasthan scored 39.25. So congratulations, guys! You are the top 5 performers for last week's all-India mock exam, and I'm sure you retain your position for the exam coming up this weekend. And I wish others to find a position in this chart here. And for your information, the next all-India level mock exam, which will again be in the form of SBI PO preliminary exam format, is scheduled from March 11 to March 12. Right? So all the very best for that. Please make sure that you participate and also invite your friends to take this mock exam. Okay, let's move to the first question from the session today. So here we go. Very interesting. Look at this. It says study the following information to answer the given questions. Now this is from coding and decoding. It says in a certain code language, enjoy the beautiful life is written as 11 less than 51, 41 greater than 11, 5 less than 25, 25 greater than 11. And then we have 3 or 4 more such statements, right? Butterfly is so beautiful, Johnny enjoy the game, life is twisted one. And the coded forms of each of these phrases is given to us. And what follows are 3 questions here, right? What is the code for the word twisted? The code word 21 greater than 9 represents which of the following words? And find the code word for beauty, butterfly. So you must be aware that this is a new question type which has been introduced in bank exams last year, right? Where some form of number, symbol, and letter combination is used to code the given words. Now, it is usually a 3 to 5 marks question. Here we have got only 3 questions, but generally we have 5 questions followed by this data. So it may take a couple of minutes for you to decode this, right? You have to understand how are the words being coded. Once you have cracked that, I think answering the 5 questions or 3 questions will become a cakewalk. So I'll give you about 3 minutes to try this out, and your time starts now. Remember, from the examination point of view, you should not be spending more than 25-30 seconds, or maybe at 1 minute maximum, right? If you are able to crack it in 1 minute, well and good. Otherwise, just skip and move to the next one, because there is no method, no shortcut, no formula, no technique that can give you the answers for questions on coding and decoding. It is all based on the logic there. Purely trial and error is the approach that needs to be followed. So you never know if you will be able to crack the question from this topic or not. Okay. So examination point of view, 1 minute is what you can spend maximum to get the logic. But since you are practicing it here, I'll give you 3 minutes. Do not skip it here. Give it a sincere try. I'll keep quiet for the next 2-3 minutes so that all of you can focus on this. Please try it out sincerely, and if you have given up, let me know. Just say that you have skipped it. But I would ideally request you all to try it for 3 full minutes. Looks like a hard nut to crack, but I'm sure at least a few of you will do it. Okay, I get to see that a few of you have mentioned that the video is not coming in high resolution. I think Vishwajit Singh and Akash Patil have some trouble there. But let me tell you guys that we are streaming it in the HD quality. And there's nothing that I can do from my end here, right? You have to adjust the picture resolution from your side. Yeah, I see that more people have mentioned that you are unable to see the questions, but there's nothing that I can do about it. Please use the settings button, right? You're watching it on YouTube, so there is the settings button on the bottom right of your screen, right? Use that button to enhance the picture resolution, right? Well, it depends on your internet connection there. Try to optimize it based on your connectivity, and I'm sure you'll find it better. See, some of you have mentioned that it is clear, right? Like Swapna has already got the answer for one of the questions. Vishal says it is none of these for the first one. And we have Adesh Paul here who has mentioned that 250p is a good resolution. So just try that out. Like I said, it may not be good for all of you, 250p. It depends on your connectivity, right? So try to optimize it based on your connection. Yeah, more answers coming in. Ravikant, Senthil, Khemlal Verma, Ishmit Singh. Good. So the fact that some of you have got it shows that all others can also get it. Try hard. Okay, more people. A few more people have responded now. Rajinder Kaur has got answer as C for second question. Swapna has got C for the second one, and Arijit Nayak has got answer as none of these for question number 3. Chalo, tell me how many of you have given up? I think we have spent enough time now. I've given you more than 3 minutes. My question to you all now is, how many of you have given up on this one? Because it is equally important for us to understand how many of you are not able to crack it. Why is it important? Because when you come across such questions in the exam, you should be clever enough to skip it, right? You are not there to solve all the questions. Remember, your target is not to solve all the 100 questions asked in the exam. Your target is to maximize your score. So how many of you have skipped it? How many of you have found it to be complex? How many of you have not been able to solve it? Yeah, more answers from Mahesh, Bhavna, Bhumi Reddy, Vishnu Priya, Shravanti. Okay, Shravanti says that She was unable to crack. How about others? I'm sure a lot of you have not been able to do this, right? So why don't you just let me know if you have failed to arrive at the answer. Nothing wrong if you're not getting the answer, right? Nothing wrong if you're unable to crack it. What is wrong is sticking to this question and not moving ahead, right? Janita says, I tried my best. So shows that she did not get it. Vamshi has kept it. Deepam Singh, Ravi Kant, Pranjali, Akash Patil, Naru Gopal. These are some of the guys who have failed to get the answer, right? Nayan Agarwal has got the answers as C, C, and E, right? Option C, and option E. Amir Hassan says he has skipped the second one. All right, so I think a mixed response here. On one side, we have few students who have got the answers. Their answers are not matching. Some of you say C, C, D, others say it is E, E, D. And a lot of you have given up. Nothing wrong in, failing to arrive at the answers for such questions, because remember, there is no method that can give you the answer, right? There is no shortcut formula or a strategy that can give you the answer. It is purely based on trial and error. Anyway, let's look at the solution first, and then we will understand the strategy to attempt such questions. So it says, study the following information to answer the given questions. In a certain code language, enjoy the beautiful life is written as so-and-so, butterfly so beautiful is written as so-and-so. Then we have two more phrases, Jani, enjoy the game, and life is twisted one, right? Like you all have seen, I've only given you 3 to 4 minutes. Not many of you have been able to solve it. Understand that there is no method. There is no direct method that can give you the answer. Are you able to follow? It is purely based on trial and error, right? You must be able to decipher the logic, and that can be done only based on trial and error. But how long would you try? You don't have enough time in the exam. So give it a shot. Maybe spend about 45 seconds to 60 seconds, but don't stick to these questions. I know it looks, it's like a little tempting because we have 3 questions or 5 questions, but you must be smart enough not to get trapped. Okay. So enjoy the beautiful life is written as 11 less than 51, 41 greater than 11, 5 less than 25, 25 less than 11. So 4 words here and 4 codes given to us. 11 greater than less than 51, 41 greater than 11, 5 less than 25, 25 greater than 11. And similarly, if you observe butterfly so beautiful, Jani enjoy the game, life is twisted one. Also, I've got the codes in the same format. What is the format? We have got 2 numbers in each code, and we have an inequality between them, less than or greater than, right? And rightly, if you observe, the inequalities are properly given. Like 11 is actually less than 51. It's not that here the code given is 11 greater than 51, right? 11 less than 51, 41 greater than 11, 5 less than 25, 25 greater than 11. Then we have 19 less than 39, 21 greater than 19, 15 greater than 11. It satisfies across, right? The question is, how do we get the 2 numbers? See, for each word here, we have got 2 numbers with an inequality between them. Inequality is very easy to identify, right? What is the question now is, how do we arrive at these 2 numbers? What are these 2 numbers basically? Now, the first thing that I would try in the exam is to maybe play with the numerical positions of these letters in the English alphabet, right? Like that E is the 5th letter, N is the 14th letter, J is the 10th letter, O is 15th letter, and Y is the 25th letter, right? I'm writing it only for enjoy, right? 5, 14, 10, 15, 25. Now, none of these numbers here are, let's try with the sum. What happens? 5 plus 14, 19 plus 10, 29 plus 15 is 44, plus 25 is 69. But 69 is not given anywhere here. Okay. So sum of the positions is not the point. So that's one try. I have failed. I've got an error. So I have to try with something else. And then you continue so on. Right? If you're lucky, if you get it, well and good. Otherwise, move on. Now let me directly come to the answer. Let me directly come and explain you the logic, because no point in me trying it live here, right? Of course I know the answer because I tried it already. What happens here is, look at the first letter and the last letter of the universe. I'll tell you how the codes are being formed. E and J. What is the numerical position of E? It is 5. What is the numerical position? Sorry, E and Y. What is the numerical position of Y? As per the alphabet, 25. Similarly, in the other words also, we have to take the first and the last letters. But then 5 and 25 are also not there. Of course, 5 and 25 is available here. So maybe the code for enjoy is 5 less than 25. Yes or no? Code for enjoy is 5 less than 25. Let's try for the first letter here is T, which is 20. right? And the last letter is 5, 20 and 5. But do we have 20 and 5 somewhere here? No. It should be like 20 greater than 5, right? But 20 greater than 5 is not available. Similarly, if you want to try for beautiful, B is the second letter, L is 12th letter. So 2 less than 12 is not there. 2 less than 12 also is not there. L and E. L and E is again 12 and 5. But 12 greater than 5 is not there. So basically, this try also is not giving us any fruitful result. But now let me jump to the logic directly. What do we do? For the word enjoy, the first letter is E. Its position is 5. What you do is add the next integer. 5 plus 6 becomes 11. The last letter is Y. Y is the 25th letter. Add the next integer. 25 plus 26. How much is 25 and 26 together? 51. So 11 and 51. And that's what comes here. 11 less than 51. Able to follow? So what are we doing? We are taking the numerical positions of the first and the last letters and adding the next integer to those positions to get the two numbers. And once you get the two numbers, you know how to get the inequality between them. Now look at the word the. What are the positions? 20 and 5, right? T is 20, E is 5. So 20 plus 21, 41. 5 plus 6, 11. So 41 greater than 11. Similarly, beautiful. 2 is the numerical position, right? 2 plus 3, 5. L is 12. 12 plus 13, 25. So 5 less than 25. Look at the word life. 12 and 5 are the numerical positions. So 12 plus 13. Why are we adding 13? The next integer basically, right? So 12 plus the next integer is 13. 12 plus 13 is 25. 5 plus 6 is 11. So 25 greater than 11. And that is how you arrive at the answers. Of course, this can be looked at in a different way also. We can also say that it is into 2 plus 1. So basically, when you add 5 plus 6, what are you doing? You're adding 5 plus 1. So 5 plus 5 is like 5 into 2 plus 1. Into 2 plus 1 also satisfies. So numerical position is 5. 5 into 2 plus 1, 11. 25 into 2 plus 1, 51. Right? Look at life. L is 12. 12 into 2, 24 plus 1, 25. E is 5. 5 into 2, 10 plus 1, 11. 25. So either ways you get the same answer, right? Like for example, look at game. G is the 7th letter. E is the 5th letter. So 7 plus 8, 15. 5 plus 6, 11. 15. Or 7 into 2 plus 1, 15. 5 into 2 plus 1, 11. Look at twisted. T is 20th letter. D is the 4th letter. 20 into 2 plus 1, 41. 4 into 2 plus 1, 9. 41 greater than 9. Now, once you get this logic, everything is in place, right? And you don't have to worry about anything now. But the question is, how do you get that logic? Is it so easy to grab? Well, not really. I mean, it's a strange or typical one, right? You have to think really divergently to crack this one during the exam. And how long can you? I mean, how much time can you spend on such questions? Not much. So one way it's easy once you know the logic. But till you get the logic, it is going to be really a complex one. Answer the question now. What is the code for the word twisted? I think twisted we have already found, right? Twisted is 41 greater than 9. We've just done this. 41 greater than 9. So option C would be the answer. Look at this one. The code word 21 greater than 9 represents each of the following word. The code word 21 greater than 19 represents each of the following word. How can you get the answer here? 21 greater than 19 represents each of the following. See, we know that 21 has been, I mean, if you go by the logic of into 2 plus 1, 21 is like 2x plus 1. So what is x there? X is equal to 10. Right? Similarly, 19 is like 2y plus 1. So what is y there? It is 9. So basically, x is the 10th letter. I mean, 21 represents the 10th letter. 10th letter of the English alphabet. 19th represents the 9th letter of the English alphabet. 9th letter of the English alphabet. Right? 9 plus 10, 19. 10 plus 11, 20. So what is the 10th letter of the English alphabet? 10th letter is J. What is 9th letter of the alphabet? I. So look at the option now. So basically the word should start with J, end with I. It should start with J and end with I. How many such options are there? Joke. It starts with J but ends with E. So eliminated. Game anyway is eliminated because it's not starting with J. Jani. Option 5. I mean option C. J and I. So could be a probable answer. The again is ruled out. Fifth option, none of this is there. Now, what do? Will you mark option C or option E? See, understand the code word 21 greater than 9 represents which of the following word? All we know is that the word should start with J and ends with I. Jani is one thing that satisfies, but there can be multiple other words, right? I mean, what is the other word that can start with J and end with I? I'm not able to get any words. Word starting with J and ending with I. Anyone? What starts with J and ends with I? Maybe, I don't know. Jani is also not like, Jani is like a, I don't know if Jani has got a proper meaning there. Jani is a Hindi word as such. But can someone tell me a word that starts with J and ends with I? It's so difficult, right? What can be word starting with J and ending with I? Somebody says Juni. Now I don't know if Juni is a word, but yeah, let's consider anything. I mean, starting with J and ending with I, there can be a lot of words. So strictly speaking, answer cannot be determined because there could be thousands of such words. But the question said the code word represents which of the following words. Now among the following options, Jani is one which satisfies, so we can go ahead with Jani. Repeat the code word represents which of the following words. Out of the following words, Jani is the one that satisfies. So go ahead with Jani. But suppose he says the code word 21 greater than 90 represents what? Your answer then should be cannot be determined, right? Answer then should be cannot be determined. Okay, somebody has said Ziddi. Ziddi also is like a Hindi word only, but yeah, Ziddi, let's say, starts with J and ends with I. Or Joni. A lot of suggestions coming in here. So answer here should be C, but strictly speaking, answer cannot be determined if the question is not framed in this way. Represents which of the following words? Among the following words, Jani is the one that satisfies. Now move to the last one. Find the code word for beauty and butterfly. Find the code word for beauty and butterfly. So you know the logic now. B is the second letter, Y is the last letter, Y is the 25th letter. So second and 25th. So 2 into 2 plus 1 is 5 and 25 into 2 plus 1 is 15. However, instead of checking that, I think the first reaction that a smart student would get is both the words have got the same first and last letters. Beauty starts with B, butterfly starts with B. Beauty ends with Y, butterfly also ends with Y. Since both of them start and end with the same letter, their codes should be same because it's all about the first letter and the last letter. If you look at the whole logic here, it's just based on the first letter and the last letter. Look at the options. 5 less than 51, but here it is 5 less than 25. Can this be the answer? No. 1151, 551. Can this be the answer? No. Because the numbers have to be same. Both the codes have to exactly be the same. 41, 11, 525 eliminated. Cannot be determined anyway, is ruled out because answer can be determined. So I would straight away mark option 5. None of this is the answer. I mean, even if you do the whole thing, it wouldn't take much time, but yes, this would be smarter. Eliminating the wrong answers would be a smarter approach here. However, what should be the answer? Exact answer? B is 2, right? So 2 into 2 plus 1, 5. Y is 25. So 25 into 2 plus 1, 15. 5 less than 51. Answer should be 5 less than 51, comma 5 less than 15. But no option has got these two codes. So option 5, none of this is the answer. Alright. Again, to summarize, questions here are, I mean, it all depends on the logic. It's all about cracking the logic. If you have cracked it, answering those 5 questions wouldn't take much time. But how long would you spend to crack logic is the question, right? And then recent format of coding and decoding, which involves, of course, here we don't have any letters involved. But if you look at our advanced examples in the coding and decoding topic of TalentSprint's online program, you'll find many such type of questions being discussed there, right? I mean, almost every week we are covering one such question in our live sessions so that we can help you with more and more logics so that you can think divergently. See, the only way to crack such questions is to think divergently, and that can happen only when you have practiced enough question types, right? In this format. So here letters are not involved. Otherwise, there's one number, one symbol, and one letter. That will make it even more complicated, right? Anyways, the idea is to spend a few seconds, maybe around 45 to 60 seconds. If you think you are getting closer to the answer, well and good. Otherwise, skip is one of the easiest ways to solve such questions. Remember, in this topic of reasoning ability, we don't fail. I mean, we usually score less, not because we have not been able to answer the questions. It is because we have spent, time not in a wise way, right? So choose your questions wisely and save your precious time. I mean, attempt the easier ones first. So I hope all of you have followed, and looks like Dheeraj Gaur has got 3 on 3. Vishwajit has got 2 on 3. Good. So I think I really appreciate those who have cracked this one, right? But others who have not been able to do it, don't get disappointed. It happens. I mean, coding and decoding and complex arrangements, complex circular arrangements, complex linear arrangements are questions which are usually meant to be skipped. I mean, if you ask me, I would have skipped this in the exam, because being very honest, when I tried it for the first time, I did not get it in the first 60 seconds. And my instant response was, yes, skip and move to the next one, right? See, understand, this is a very, very important strategy. Do you think we can solve all the 100 questions in 60 minutes? Is it practical? Is it practical to answer all the 100 questions in 60 minutes of time? I mean, it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible that way. But is it that easy, answering all the 100 questions in 60 minutes? No. So obviously, we'll have to skip some questions. Why not skip those which would consume a lot of time? And this is one such question I would say. Of course, I was supposed to explain the entire thing, so I've explained it to you. But like I said, I skipped it when I tried it for the first time. I mean, I did not create this question. I did not form this question. Somebody else did it and gave it to me. I failed to do it, and I had skipped it. But then, after trying long, I kind of cracked it, I would say. Or somebody else will anyway give you the answer. But you have to be very, very careful in the examination. So choose your questions wisely and make sure that you answer the easier ones first. And especially those where there's a definite solution. These questions do not have a definite solution. All right. This is a very, very important strategy. Can we move to the next one now? Are you all ready? Any confusions here? Can we move to the next question now? Vishwajit Singh says, in figure type reasoning, I'm having problem. Please explain that type also. Well, those figure type questions are not being asked in bank exams anymore, right? I don't know what exactly you mean when you say figure type of reasoning. I mean, if it is figure series or kind of non-verbal reasoning, don't worry about it. I mean, don't focus on that, because it has kind of become an obsolete question in bank exams now. Clear to all of you? Yeah, I think all of you are ready and there's no confusion to this one. So let's move to the next question. We don't have enough time. I think we're already at 6:33, so another 30 minutes left. Let's take something on arrangements. Again, the best way to solve a complex arrangement question in the exam is not to solve it. I have made this statement about 342 times so far. This is probably the 343rd time that the easiest way to solve complex circular arrangements and complex linear arrangements is not to solve it. Just skip and go to the next one. Again, back to the same point that we are not there to solve all the 100 questions. I'll have to skip some of the questions, and I am better off skipping these complex ones because there's no method. There's no guarantee that you'll get the answer. You can try it. You'll get 5 marks, but what's the point in scoring 5 marks after spending 10 or 15 of your precious minutes? But then the question that I get from the students is, if we have to skip these questions, then what is left for us in the exam? Because these days, most of the questions asked are on complex puzzles. So complex puzzles or seating arrangements. So I think my point is, yes, practice such questions. But still, when you go for the exam, solve the remaining ones first. When I say skip these questions, I don't mean that you skip it for good. Solve the other questions first. And if time permits, come back. I'm sure time will not permit. You'll never come back. So indirectly, I'm actually saying that skip this one. But let's say there is a situation where you have only complex arrangements. All the 35 questions in reasoning are complex arrangements. Then what do? You cannot skip all the 35 questions, right? So for that kind of a situation, you have to definitely practice. But still, try and skip it. That's the easiest way. Okay. So let me present one such question to you. A very interesting one. I'll give you about 5 or maybe a little more time to 5 minutes or more to try that out and then discuss the solution. Okay, this again was asked in our already a mock exam last weekend. So let's see how many of you are able to crack this. A lot of questions here. Yeah, we want complex puzzles. Sir, Pranita says we want complex puzzles. Recruitment is asking for flowchart questions which come in SBI PO mains. Well, don't worry, SBI PO mains, again, it's not too far, but we'll cover all such question types. Right? Anurag Tiwari says, please answer. What do you want me to answer, Anurag? I'm confused about the GA section. Well, general awareness in the SBI PO main exam is more of current affairs than banking. Of course, questions on banking and economy are also asked. And in fact, I'm glad to share that we are creating new videos on all these topics before you finish your SBI PO preliminary examination. So that once you're done with it, you can quickly start watching these videos and get fully ready. So a lot of content revamp has been done, by the way, right? Earlier we had only 466 videos. Until last month we had only 466 videos for quant, reasoning and English and general awareness in our course. But now we have added a lot of new videos, and the total count has now come to 964 videos. So 964 videos, I'm sure, is a huge content library for you all to get ready for this exam. Okay, so explore about our programs. You can visit talentsprint.com, and we'll also add more videos on general awareness. But one definite thing that all of you have to do, especially Anurag Tiwari, who was asked about GA section, is that read this newspaper every day, right? I mean, one newspaper, general newspaper every day, without fail, right? Even today, I mean, even though this is not a part of your preliminary examination, I think you have to come keep yourselves updated with all the affairs, nationally and internationally. So just keep reading newspapers for now at least, right? Let me give the next question to you all. Well, I also had a few questions on syllogisms, but I think I'll skip it for now. Okay. We have done syllogisms in the last session as well, so these are the reverse type syllogisms, right? We have solved enough questions on this format also in our free and paid live sessions that we do. So you can refer to those videos. Let me present this arrangement-based question to you all. So here's the question. See what it says? Study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. So there are some points given to us. What are the points? 10 stationery items: pencil, books, notes, pens, sharpeners, chalk, stickers, gum, scale, covers are placed in 10 boxes numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Are placed adjacent to one another in 2 different rows of 5 boxes each. So basically, we have got 2 rows of 5 boxes each. Boxes with odd numbers are situated opposite to the boxes with even numbers, and no 2 boxes with even number and no 2 boxes with odd numbers are adjacent to each other. No 2 boxes have consecutive numbers. Wow, so that's like a lot of complication, right? Odd numbered boxes should not be together, even numbered boxes should not be together, odd should be opposite to even should be opposite to odd. All these conditions have to be satisfied. And I think there are many other clues given here, right? Box number 8 is occupied by books, and these should be extremely left of one end of the row. Box 4 and 6 are not in the row of box number 8, and so on. So good, I think a very interesting case here. Let's see how many of you are able to crack this. I know the ideal solution would be to skip, but we are practicing now, right? We are not in the exam. So spend time and see if you are able to crack it. I'll give you at least 7 minutes for this. Your time starts now. So 10 boxes, 10 stationery items. Arrange them in the right boxes there, and also the boxes have to be arranged following all the given conditions. I hope all of you are trying it out. I am being quiet just so that you can focus on this one, right? Please keep commenting so that I know your status. And don't say that you have skipped it, right? You have to try it hard. I'll give you enough time. Please make sure that you give it a serious try. Confusing, right? All right, I think the time is up, but let me see how many of you have been able to come close to it. Yeah, Pranita says there's so much of confusion. Sudharani has accepted that, yes, this is confusing. And Gitanjali is also mentioned it's confusing. So I think not many comments, right? Anubhav is, okay, Sudharani is still trying it. Anubhav Rastogi says it is really confusing. Basit says there's so much of confusion here. So now tell me, was I right when I said that you have to skip such questions? Right? I mean, believe me, it sounds a little odd, but the best way to solve such questions always is to just skip and move to the next one. You never know how much time it would take, right? I mean, when you read the first 2-3 clues, you must make it out if it is really going to be a complex one or looks like a simple one. If you think it is a simple one, give it a shot, but otherwise, skip. Prabhash Kumar says, need more time. Nayan Agarwal skipped it. Vaishnavi says, unable to crack it. Shravanti says, still trying it. But I think enough time here. Enough time has been given because you just have 10 more minutes for the session now. So let me take it up. Vikram Reddy says there are many possibilities. So which means you are confused, right? Vishnu Priya skipped. Uday Goswami wants more time, which we don't have. Chalo, so I think now I want all of you to kind of give up, right? I cannot, or I would say we cannot afford to spend more time on this. But before that, all of you have to skip and mention in the chat that you have skipped it. I want all of you to just mention that you have skipped it. Only then we'll take it up. So let me see how many of you have actually skipped it, right? Let me look at the chats here. So Dashrath, Sashi Kumar, Lizzie, Ranjali skipped. Vidyashri says confusing. So I assume that you have skipped it. How about others? We will solve it. We'll definitely look at the solution. Don't worry about that. But I want to see how many of you have given up. You cannot be trying it anymore, right? Madhusudan skipped it. P. Reddy says many possibilities. Ashok says it's better to skip. It is better to skip, not now. It was actually best to skip in the beginning itself. Swagato Banerjee says please take some not type of statement and conclusion syllogism. Well, Swagato, I know some not is a complex case of syllogisms, and like I said, we have revamped our content from most of the topics in quantitative aptitude, reasoning, English, and yes, some not type of questions have also been added to your learning account. So please refer to that. And when we meet next for your reasoning session, we'll discuss some questions. Skip, yeah, I can see all the, a flood of comments which says skipped. All right, so all of us have, including me, right? I'm also on your side, right? All of us have skipped it. But remember, this situation should not arise in the exam, right? What do you do in the exam? It's like, looking at a stunt that's happening in a circus, right? What do they say? Don't try this at home because this is being done under supervision. So same thing, don't try this in the exam. You may try it for your practice, but never in the exam, okay? So Bhavna says needs 2 more minutes, but we will not be able to give any more time, Bhavna. We just to close the session soon. So let me explain the solution to this one now. So sharing the screen again, and let's look at the solution. So I've got very limited space to try this out, and like most of you have scared me already by saying that there are many possibilities. So let's see. Let's see if the space is enough to get the answer. So what's the question? The direction says, study the following information carefully to answer the given questions. 10 stationery items: pencil, books, notes, pens, sharpeners, chalk, stickers, gum, scale, covers are placed in 10 boxes. Boxes are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 and are placed adjacent to one another in 2 different rows of 5 boxes each. Right? 2 different rows of 5 boxes each. So we have as such solved number of questions where there are 2 different rows of 5 persons, right? Usually there are like 10 flats which are arranged in 2 rows. Each person has occupied one of the flats and so on. But this is a different type. Again, 2 rows of 5 boxes each, and each box has got one particular stationery item from the given items. Okay. Look at the next point. Boxes with odd numbers are situated opposite to boxes with even numbers. So odd numbers are opposite to even numbers. No two boxes with even number and no two boxes with odd numbers are adjacent to each other. And no two boxes have consecutive numbers. So a lot of constraints here, right? I think point number 2 is very, very important. Point number 2 is very important. Let's pay attention to this. What does it say? It says boxes with odd numbers are situated opposite to even numbers. No two boxes with even number and no two boxes with odd numbers are adjacent to each other. And no two boxes have consecutive numbers. So I think this is the most critical part, right? You just cannot take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in 2 rows. You have to satisfy these conditions. And then also find out which box has got what item, which makes it even more complicated. But let's try. Next point. Box number 8 is occupied by books. Alright, so some clear information there that box number 8 is occupied by books. And it is to the extreme left of one end of the row. It is to the extreme left of one end of the row. One end of the row. So if I write, let's say, box number 8 here. See, I think overall, if you see, this question has got nothing to do with north and south. Usually when we solve, I mean, this is like a linear arrangement, right? Usually when we do a linear arrangement, it is important whether the person is facing north or south. Like for example, when a person faces north, right? When a person faces north, in case of a linear arrangement, what do we do? Left is towards the left and right is towards the right of the person, right? I mean, right of the person is towards right on paper and left of the person is towards left on paper. When the person faces south, what happens? When the person faces south, the left of the person is towards our right on paper and the right of the person is towards our left on paper. However, this concept here is not applicable and not needed. I would not say not applicable, not needed, because it's not about persons. It is about stationary items, right? So there's nothing like facing north or facing south. It is just about 2 rows. Now, why is this point being made here? It is because if you see, box number 8 is occupied by books and it is to the extreme left of one end of the row. Now, I don't have to worry about the top row or bottom row. Usually, when we are arranging persons, we will look at whether the person is in the top row or bottom row, whether he is in the row facing north or row facing south. But in this case, at least that complexity is not there, right? That complexity is ruled out. So what do? Let's take box number 8 here, and let's say it is occupied by books, right? So let's say books for box number 8. It is to the extreme left hand of one of those. So let's say this is the extreme left hand. Right? This is the extreme left hand. Now, an important point to be noted here is the other numbers. How will the other numbers look like? Understand, E8 is an even number. 8 is an even number. We know that no two even numbers and no two odd numbers are adjacent to each other. So can the next one be even number? No, next one has to be odd. Right? The next number has to be odd. This is even, the next number has to be odd because even cannot be consecutive. If this is odd, the next one has to be even, then odd, and then even. You're able to follow. No two even and no two odd are consecutive, which means they are alternate. So even, odd, even, odd, even. This is one thing that you should understand immediately. Again, the other point that we know is boxes with odd numbers are situated opposite to boxes with even numbers. Since this is an even number, the one which is opposite should be an odd number. Yes or no? 8 is an even number, so what is opposite to 8 should be an odd number. And if this is odd, the next one should be even. This should be odd, and here should be even, and this should be odd. You're able to follow. So this is the basic framework of the numbering there in terms of odd and even numbers. We have to follow this. 8 is even number, so no two even are consecutive. Based on that, we'll get even, odd, even, odd, even in the bottom row, and on the top row it will be odd, even, odd, even, odd, even. And clearly you can see that we have got 5 odd numbers and 5 even numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 odd numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 even numbers, of which only one has been fixed so far, number 8, which has got books. But you have to now follow this condition. And if you do not do this, then you are like in a soup. I mean, if you don't start this way, you will get a lot of possibilities. I mean, you will only get confused, right? So I think with this, we have ensured that point number 2 is satisfied. The only point left out here is this one, that no two boxes have consecutive numbers that you have to remember. No two boxes. So which means if this is 8, this cannot be 7. Are you able to follow? This cannot be 7, or it cannot be 9, because no two boxes have consecutive numbers, right? So if this is 8, it cannot be 7 or 9, right? That point also has to be satisfied. This box number 8 point is also being used. Look at the next point. Box 4 and 6 are not in the row of box number 8. Box 4 and 6 are not in the row of box number 8. And any of the boxes numbered 4, 6, and 3 are not in the middle of the row. So what do you understand? 4 and 6 are not in the row of 8. So 8 is in the bottom row, which means 4 and 6 cannot be in the bottom row. 4 and 6 has to be on the top row, have to be on the top row. On the top row, there are only 2 even numbers which are allowed. So obviously these two have to be 4 and 6. But the question now is which is 4 and which is 6? No clarity. So let's just take both the possibilities, 4 or 6 and 6 or 4. So it means if 4 comes here, 6 would come here. If it is 6 here, then 4 would come here. Alright? The other part of the statement here says any of the boxes numbered 4, 6 or 3 are not in the middle of the row. Clearly 4 and 6 are not in the middle of the row, right? Middle of the row is this. The other thing that you need to remember is 3 is also not in the middle of the row. 3 cannot come here, right? This odd number cannot be 3. I just note it like this. 3 cannot come in this. 3 can come here, 3 can come here, 3 can come here or here, but 3 cannot come in the middle of the row. I think this point also has been taken care of. So you have to read it very clearly and consider all the points given. So we have made sure that all the points have been marked properly. Now look at the next point. Gums are placed in box number 5. Gums are placed in box number 5. Clear? Gums are placed in box number 5. And that box is not situated in the row where box number 6 is situated. And that box is not situated in the row where box number 6 is situated. Now we know that box number 6 is situated in the top row. Where exactly we don't know, but it will definitely be in the top row. If box 6 is in the top row, box number 5 cannot be in the top row. Right? They are not situated in the same row. So 5 has to come in the bottom row. Now 5 being an odd number, there are two possibilities. 5 can come here or 5 can come here as well. So we don't know which exactly is the one. But let's just make a note of it. Gums will go to box number 5. And I'm writing it towards the bottom so that it takes one of these, right? Either this position or this position. Of course, suppose instead of 5 it was 7. If it were 7 instead of 5, I can say that 7 cannot come here. Why can 7 not come here? Because 8 and 7 are consecutive numbers. And we know that consecutive numbers are not together, right? So if it is 7, I can say 7 cannot come here. I'll fix 7 here and say gums. But it is 5. So basically, I'm trying to tell you how do you verify all those hidden points, right? If 7 was there instead of 5, we could have fixed it directly. But 7 is not given. It is 5. So we'll keep it on hold. I mean, we know that gum is in box number 5, but where exactly we don't know. Next point. Notes are placed in an odd numbered box and placed in a row where books are situated. Now look at this. Notes are placed in an odd numbered box and it is placed in a row where books are situated. Books are situated in the bottom row. So it is placed in the row where books are situated. But both are not adjacent to each other. So I think this point is going to play a key role. Notes are in an odd numbered box and in the row where books are situated. Books are situated in the bottom row. So notes also should come in the bottom row. Notes are in an odd numbered box. So notes will either come here or here. Again, the same two possibilities. So we have already discussed that gum will either come here or here. Now we know that notes will take either this or this. So clearly these two positions are for notes and gums in some order. Right? Notes are in odd numbered box. So these are the two possibilities. It is placed where books are placed in the row. So definitely in this row. But both are not adjacent to each other. What are not adjacent to each other? Books and notes. So clearly notes cannot occupy this position now, because if you take notes here, books and notes will become adjacent. So notes has to come here. If notes comes here, then clearly gum has to go here, because we know that gum is in box number 5, which is an odd numbered box. So gum comes here. You're able to follow? So this point has been used. And I can now tick mark this point also, because we have used that point, right? And also the next point. So basically the idea here is, I mean, I'm putting tick marks so that we don't revisit those points. You're able to follow. If something is not tick marked, we have to probably go back and check. But here everything is tick marked so far. So which means we have utilized the information completely. Or we have done some marking. Like for example, 3 cannot come here, right? 3 cannot come in this position. So somewhere you have to, pictorially represent it. Okay. Next point. Sharpener and chalk box are adjacent to box number 6. Sharpener and chalk box are adjacent to box number 6. And chalk's box is not adjacent to box number 4. Now we have already got some information about 6 and 4 here, right? We know that 6 and 4 will be these two positions. What exactly we don't know. I mean, which position exactly we don't know, but these two are fixed. Now it says sharpener and chalk are adjacent to box number 6. Try and understand this pictorially. Sharpener and chalk are adjacent to box number 6. Means what? Definitely, it should be, 6 should be in the middle of sharpener and chalk. If let's say chalk comes here, you're able to follow. 6 has to be between chalks and sharpener. This is, let's say, chalk, then we have 6, and then we have sharpener. Again, there are two possibilities. These two can be swapped also. It can be sharpener, then box number 6, and then chalks. Are you able to follow? The only point which is confirmed from this one is that 6 will be in the middle of sharpener and chalk. 6 will be in the middle of sharpener and chalk, right? It can be either case. So both are possible. I mean, like for example, if you take sharpener here, you can take chalk here. If you take chalk here, you can take sharpener here. If this is 6, let's say, right? But then if you look at the next point, next part of that point, it says the chalk's box is not adjacent to box number 4. The chalk's box is not adjacent to box number 4. Now, what do you understand from this? See, there are two possible situations with respect to 4 and 6. If this is 6, this will be 4. We know that 6 will be in the middle of sharpeners and chalk. Now, if you take 6 here, remember, sharpener and chalk will take these two positions. But then chalk cannot come here because if this is 6, this would become 4. And chalk will be adjacent to 4. We know that chalk should not be adjacent to 4. So which means chalks will come here and sharpener has to come here. If this is 6. You're able to follow? Let me write down the, just to explain it clearly, let me write down the possibility in a different color to show you what happens. If I assume this is 6, then chalks cannot come here because if this is 6, then this would be 4. And we know that 6 is in the middle of sharpener and chalk, but chalk cannot be adjacent to 4. So chalk has to come here with sharpener coming here. Right? Similarly, the other possibility, let me explain the other possibility. Let us take some other color. Right? For example, let's say this is 6. If this is 6, then this would be 4. In that case, what happens? We know that 6 is between sharpeners and chalk. But can you take chalk in this position? No. Because if you take chalk here, it becomes adjacent to 4. So chalk cannot come here. Chalk has to come here in that case. And sharpener has to come here. Are you able to follow? In both the cases, one thing which is definite is sharpeners will be in the middle. Yes or no? You see, whether you take the red possibility or this green possibility, you find that sharpeners always take this position. It can be 6 here or 4 here, 4 here or 6 here. Chalks can come there or there, but sharpeners always come in this position. So this understanding you must get. I mean, you must get this clarity after you read that point, right? You don't have to do all this drama in the exam using different colors. Of course, you don't have that luxury also, but the point that I'm trying to make is you must be able to visualize the possibilities, and if there's anything definite, fix it. So what is definite here? That sharpener will come in the middle position. Sharpeners will come in the middle position. So I'll write sharpener here. Okay, and remember 3 cannot come here. I mean, that point we had already noted. Okay, now which is 4, which is 6? That is still not clear, right? Again, wherever 6 comes, the other side will be chalks. So move to the next point now. So I'm not taking, I'm not putting a tick mark here because that point has not been completely used. Next point says pencils and covers box are placed in the same row. Pencils and covers box are placed in the same row. Okay. Pens box is even numbered but not 10. And diagonally opposite the box number 1 which contains stickers. The pens box is even numbered but not 10. So the box which has got pens is even numbered but it is not 10. And it is diagonally opposite to the box number 1 which contains stickers. So this diagonally opposite point is interesting. It is important. See, we know that stickers are in box number 1. Right? We also know that pens is in an even numbered box. But it is not 10. It cannot be box number 10. And this pens box and stickers box are diagonally opposite to each other. Diagonally opposite to each other. Now, what do you mean by diagonally opposite? What are the diagonally opposite points? This and this. Or this and this. You're able to follow? What are the diagonally opposite points? Let me highlight. What are the diagonally opposite points? I'll use, let's say, this yellow color. What are the diagonally opposite points? Sorry. Diagonally opposite points are these. Or these two. Now we know that in these two diagonally opposite points, what are the items? Stickers and pens. Because pens box is even numbered but not in 10. And diagonally opposite to the box number 1 which contains stickers. So if you observe, can this be this diagonal? Can it be this diagonal? No, because here we have already got books. So neither stickers can come nor what is the other diagonal? Pens can come. So this diagonal is ruled out. It should be this diagonal. We also know that stickers are in box number 1. Now this odd number, this is an odd number. So stickers have to come here only. Can stickers come here? No, because this is for an even number. If you write stickers here, then this should be box number 1. But it is an even number. So I can now confirm that this is box number 1 and we have got stickers here. And if this is box number 1 with stickers, diagonally opposite should be the box with pens. Is it box number, what number is it? Even number. But is it 10 or, one thing is clear is it's not 10. It should be an even number but not 10. So 10 cannot come here. I'll just note that, right? 10 cannot come here. Like we have said, 3 cannot come here, 10 cannot come here. I will also one more item is fixed. Okay. Now, if you go back to the previous point, what did we know? We know that sharpener and 6 will come in between sharpeners and chalk, right? Sharpener is here. Can chalk come on this side? No, because it's only fixed for stickers. So chalk has to come this side, right? Sharpener is here. So it should be 6 here with chalks on this side, or 6 here with chalk on this side. But can 6 come here now? Not possible, because this side is already blocked by stickers. So 6 cannot come here. Which means 6 has to come here. Are you able to follow? Or go by chalks, right? Can chalks come here? No, only blocked by stickers. So this has to be chalks. And the moment this is chalks, we can confirm that this is box number 6. And this has to be box number 4. So I eliminate the other possibilities. Are you able to follow? This is box number 6 and this is box number 4. So 2 more boxes are fixed. And now I can, put a tick mark on this point as well, because we have used it now. Right? And you can understand, you can verify also. Sharpener and chalk are adjacent to 6. Sharpener and chalk both are adjacent to 6. And chalk is not adjacent to 4. Chalk is not adjacent to 4. 4 is here, chalk is not adjacent to 4. Done? Now what else is given to us? If you revisit this point, it said pencils and covers box are placed in the same row. Of course, this part has been used. The pens box is even numbered but not 10, and diagonally opposite to box number 1 standard stickers. Now look at this point. Pencils and covers are in the same row. Pencils and covers are in the same row. Now, if pencils and covers have to be in the same row, the only possibility is these two in the top row. Because in the bottom row, we have only one item, availability or vacancy or position only for one item. But we have 2 items here, pencils and covers. So it has to go in the top row. But where exactly, we don't know. So let's say, it can be pencils or covers. This can be pencils or covers or pencils, depending on which one takes what, right? Remember, P's for pencils and C's for covers. Are you able to follow? These 2, right? So I think with this, all the items have been, arranged properly, right? Only one item is left out. What is that item? See, pencil will take one of these. Books have been fixed. We have got gum, notes, pens. So notes, pens, gum. We have got stickers, sharpeners, chalks, stickers. What is left out? Covers is also fixed, right? Pencils and covers. So only item left out is scale, and scale has to come here. Scale has to come here. Alright? That's so with respect to items we have done, only numbers are left out. Anyway, read the last point there. Box number 6 is second from one end of the row. Box number 6 is second from one end of the row. Oh, that is not useful at all, right? Look at this point. I'll highlight this. This point, box number 6 is second from one end of the row. Do we need this point? No, because we have already figured out that box number 6 is second from one end of the row. So this point is actually redundant. See, this is the advantage when you try and use the hidden points as well in all the given statements. Some of these statements would become redundant. Box number 6 is second from one end of the row is not useful at all, because we have already figured out that this is box number 6. So this shows that you have actually used every possible detail given in the previous statements. Right? Box number 6 is second from one end of the row is not needed. Stickers box is neither opposite to sharpeners nor adjacent to it. This also is redundant. Look at this. Stickers box is neither opposite to sharpeners nor adjacent to it. Yes, sticker and sharpeners are neither opposite nor adjacent. So I think if you see, the last point is not needed at all. This last point is redundant. So which means the data given was more than enough for us to complete the arrangement. Of course, numbering is still left, so let's fix that. So I think what numbers we have marked? We have marked 1, 4, 6. 1, 4, and 6 are marked, and at the bottom 5 and 8 are marked. 5 and 8 are marked. So what are left out? 2, 3, 7, 9, and 10. 2, 3, 7, 9, and 10. Okay, look at this. There are only 2 even numbers left out, 2 and 10. There are only 2 even numbers left out, 2 and 10. We know that 10 cannot come here. See, we have marked this, right? 10 cannot take this position. So it has to be box number 2, because that's the only even number left out other than 10. And if this is 2, then this should be 10. Yes or no? 2 and 10 are fixed. So I think 2 and 10 are also fixed. Now, odd numbers are left out. 3, 9, and 7. 3, 9, and 7. 3, 9, and 7. 3 cannot come here. 3, 9, and 7. Okay, look at this. We know that 3 cannot come in this position. We have already marked that. 3 cannot come here. Can 7 come? 7 also cannot come, because if you take 7 here, 7 and 6 would become adjacent. Yes or no? If you take 7 in this position, 7 and 6 become adjacent, and we know that no 2 boxes have consecutive numbers. So 3 cannot come, and 7 also cannot come. So if 3 and 7 cannot come, the only possibility is 9. It has to be 9, right? So 9 also is fixed. And what is left out now? 7 and 3. 7 and 3. Can 3 come here in this position? No, because if 3 comes here, it becomes adjacent to 2 consecutive numbers. Yes or no?
3 cannot take this position. So if 3 cannot come here, it has to be 7. And then this has to be 3. So 7 and 3 are also done. Yes, I think we are done with it, right? 1, 4, 9, 6, 3. We have 8, 5, 10, 7, 6 in the bottom row. With respect to items, books, gum, scale, notes, pens in the bottom row. Stickers, pens, what this is, pens or pencils? Pencils, I think. Pencils or covers? Covers or pencils here. Then sharpener and chalks. And I think there is no point which has given any detail about any other detail about pencils and covers, right? The only thing that we know is pencils and covers are placed in the same row. So multiple possibilities are there. So overall, there are 2 possibilities. Pencils here with covers in this position, or covers in box number 4 and pencils in box number 6. Right? We are done. I think that's the final answer. Right? Let's look at the questions quickly. I'll quickly clear this up just a second. Yeah, so answer the questions now. I think once you have done the arrangement, answering the questions will be a cakewalk. Yeah, so try and answer the question now. You should get a bigger eraser basically. Yeah. So look at the questions. The pack of notes are placed in which number box? Pack of notes. Notes are placed in which number box? 7. Option A. Covers are kept in which number box? Covers are kept in which box? It can be 4 or 6. Remember, 4 or 6. 4 or 6. Both are possible. We don't know. 4 or 6. So 4 and 6 both are given options. I think can't be determined. Option E will be the answer. Right? Cannot be determined. Covers can be 4 or 6. The number 9 box is placed opposite to which box and contains which stationery? So 9 is placed opposite to which box? Where is 9? 9 is here. 9 is placed opposite to 10. 9 is placed opposite to 10. So 9 is placed opposite to 10. So option A is ruled out. Option B is ruled out. Option C is ruled out. Option D 10. Yeah. And contains which stationery? 9 contains which stationery? Okay. The number 9 is placed opposite to which box and contains which stationery? So because he has used the word and, we refer to the first item, right? So basically the question says the number 9 is placed in which box? Sorry, the number 9 is opposite to which box? It is opposite to 10 and contains which stationery? 9 contains which stationery? It contains sharpener. So 10 with sharpener should be the answer. 10 with sharpener should be the answer. What is given here is 10 with scale. So I think D also is eliminated. Option E is the final answer. Be very careful. Number 9 is placed in which box? Opposite to which box? And contains which stationery? And contains which stationery? Because he has used the word and, we have to refer to the first item here. The basic laws of doing arrangements, right? We have discussed this in our videos. Simple circular and simple linear arrangement videos. So 9 is placed opposite to 10, but 9 contains scale. 9 contains sharpener. 9 contains sharpener. So 10 with sharpener should be the choice, which is option E here. I think you have 2 more questions. Quickly answer these 2 questions. The pencil box. Read that question. The pencil box is placed in if the pencil box, I was wondering where is the pencil box in box number 4. If pencil is placed in box number 4, then which box is placed opposite to the box which contains covers? So we had this ambiguity, confusion here, right? Pencils is where? Is it 4 or 6? So he says this is pencil. This is pencil. If pencil is placed in box number 4, then definitely this would be cover, right? So then which box is placed opposite to the box containing covers? So what is opposite to covers? Notes. If this is pencil, then this should be covers. And opposite to cover is notes, which is D. If the box 1 is related to sharpeners, 1 is related to sharpeners, box 10 is related to pens, 10 is related to pens, then box 8 is related to what? Now this is a analogy type of question, right? Try to understand the relationship between 1 and sharpeners. 1 is related to sharpeners. What do you see the relation? 1 and sharpeners are alternate, right? 1 gap sharpener. Similarly, 10 is related to pens. What's the relationship? 10, there's a gap and then pens. Yes or no? 1 gap sharpener, 10 gap pens. So box 8 is related with what? So where is 8 here? 8 gap scale. Following the same logic, it should be 8 skip or gap, and then we have scale. So 8 should be related to scale, which is option A. And with this, we come to the end of this question. All right. So
That's about the complex linear arrangement. I'm sure it's not a simple one, right? The whole constraint of odd numbers not being together, even numbers not being together, and odd numbers not being opposite each other, even numbers not being opposite each other. Odd should be opposite to even should be opposite to odd. No two odd numbers or no two even numbers have to be consecutive. All that makes it a little complex. So the moral of the story is skip these questions in the exam, right? First solve the other ones where we have a definite method, and if time permits, attempt one of these multiple puzzles that could be given in the exam there. Okay. On that note, I would like to close it here. We've already extended the session by almost 20 minutes. Thank you all for joining us in this session and being so patient. I hope all of you have followed the solution to this linear arrangement one, right? And you have also learned the best way. What's the best way? SKIP. Skip and move to the next one. However, having said that, you should make sure that you practice many such questions, because there could be a situation in the exam where we have only puzzles and you cannot skip all the 35 questions, right? So just be prepared for that worst case scenario. All right. So let's close it here. Thank you all for joining us. We will meet again next week with a similar session. That is the discussion of the all-India mock exam that we conduct on weekends. I would like to remind you all that we conduct a weekly all-India mock exam scheduled on Saturdays and Sundays, and you are all invited to take that. You just have to register yourself to take that free all-India mock exam, and then, like this session, you can join every week to discuss some of the questions from one of the sections there. Okay, but then for your SBI PO preliminary examination, which is scheduled to start from 29th of April, there is a structured learning that is needed, right? I mean, just these live sessions, weekly live sessions, one live session a week, or one mock exam every week is not going to help you, right? You have to ensure that you are fully prepared for this exam, right? So explore all the possible options that you have. One possible option is TalentSprint's online platform, right, which is being used by tens of thousands of students across the country. You can visit our website, TalentSprint.com, to know more about our programs and see if there's a program that suits you, right? With that, thank you once again. A very happy Women's Day to all the girls out there. Wish you all the best for your preparation for these exams this year, right? See you in the next session. Take very good care of yourselves. Bye.